Happy Wellness Wednesday, you beautiful soul. So I am back once again, me, Rebecca Munoz, with plant-based cooking. And I also want to congratulate the Dodgers for winning the World Series. It's a big deal in our house because my immediate family, we're all Dodgers fans here. So congratulations to the Dodgers, hence the Dodgers gear. And last week I brought you a very simple recipe, tacos, because tacos are a staple here in a Mexican household. And so we did some cauliflower tacos with a chipotle crema. And today I'm gonna do a jackfruit sandwich, or a salad sandwich. I was actually supposed to do an egg salad with chickpeas, but I didn't cook the chickpeas long enough, and they were a little bit too hard, and it was going to be really hard for me to get them cooking, before the time that I needed to get started. So I decided to improvise, and I had some jackfruit in our pantry, and so I just decided to do the jackfruit salad instead. And I've done other jackfruit recipes, and I really love jackfruit because it's so versatile, and it's one of those fruits that doesn't have much flavor as it's when it's cooked. So it's able to take on the flavors of the spices that you're using, any sauces, like chili peppers, whatever it is that you spice it with, is going to take on that flavor really nicely. So I love jackfruit as an alternative for chicken, like shredded chicken, or pulled pork. Like you can do pulled pork sandwiches with like barbecue. You can do, I've done like fajita style tacos. I've done menudo. I've done menudo with jackfruit, or pozole. I guess menudo because oftentimes people put the red chili in the like soup, where I actually make the chili separate. So I guess I would call that more pozole. So right now I am cutting up some celery. So you can do 2 stalks of celery, and I like the spice, and so I oftentimes will add jalapeños to my dishes. And I do them in so many different ways. I mean, you can stuff them, you can use them in salads, you can, grill them and just add them to your tacos. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with jalapeños. If you're not a spice person, you can always take out the seeds. Sometimes I'll just take out the inside. But jalapenos are kind of hard to tell because some of them are going to be more spicier than others, and it really is just kind of hit or miss. So I like to chop these up really fine, and then I'm going to put these aside, and then I have some fresh dill here. And I love fresh dill, especially like in like salads. I mean, it's just so fresh. And, any herbs that you use are going to be pretty nutrient rich. So these are really nice. Like I like to do this in like a dill pickle cream. So I'll do this for like falafel. I was actually thinking about doing falafel sandwiches with like a yogurt, a dill yogurt. But I mean, I have so many ideas for the meals that I want to cook for you guys, because oftentimes people think that veganism is so limited, and that, it's just a trend, and it's like, something that's going to phase out. Well, no, it isn't. Like since 2017, it's actually grown like 40%. So it is a movement that is not stopping. Veganism is not done oftentimes just for the animals, or it's not like me. I mean, it was kind of a long transition for me to become vegan, but I did it more for my health. I started reading a lot of books. I mean, like I don't have, the accreditations that most people do when they go to school for nutrition, or even to go to medical school. the way that my education came was through experience. Like when they say that when the teacher is ready, the teacher, or this, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. And it was very real for me because through every experience that I had, there was always valuable learnings and I was gaining. And so it wasn't just through people, it was actually like somehow books found me. And so I started learning about the importance of, nurturing our gut, because our gut is our second brain, and it is the one that gives, communication to our brain. And so if our gut is not healthy, oftentimes the rest of our body is going to be in havoc. So I had started to research all these different foods that were medicinal. And I recognized that there was no limit to what you can find with plants. There's so much in plants. And if you think about it, the animals that you're consuming are vegetarian too. They're actually vegan. You know what I mean? So, they thrive as much on plants as we do. So when we're consuming animal, we're really consuming a secondary protein that has been overly processed and oftentimes has so much drama because of the energy that goes behind the killing of industrialized animals. Like it's just a very kind of a sick process. But you'll notice that in my dishes, I like to use a lot of whole foods and I give you a lot of variety. And I will, I use different spices. I will do sauces. I'm not very limited. Like I do teach holistic ways of living, which I implement more mind, body, soul practices. So it's not just the food that you're eating. It's also, the thoughts that you're thinking, and all of it is core. It's directly connected. Like everything is so connected. So you'll notice that I do a lot of variety, and I give you a lot of flavor. I don't use a lot of salt. I tend to use, if I do use it, I'll use it in this recipe, but like a lot of the spices that I use will give it that rich flavor. Plus, the herbs. Herbs are really big, mixing different vegetables, and also giving like different depth, color, and crunch. Like I love crunchy vegetables. I love the different textures. Like with the jackfruit I'm using right now is actually cooked. I don't like to use a lot of canned goods. But there are certain things that I will do just because jackfruit is kind of a pain to like cook. It's the process, the cutting process, the taking it apart. Like it's very meaty and it's a really big fruit. And so I don't mind buying this one canned because it is like an organic option. And I go to natural grocers oftentimes, or just like grocery stores that offer organic products. And what I love about natural grocers is they actually don't buy any products that are GMO. So that everything is consciously sourced, and that it's like in these days it's really hard, to like trust whether things are coming from. But if you are going to reputable places, that you are getting good quality. And we don't want to cheat when it comes to what we're putting into our body, because we are our greatest investment, and we should be prioritizing our health. We should be making sure that we're being nourished every day, that we have a substance, in our days with the foods that we're eating, with the conversations that we're having, the environments that we're in. You have to be very mindful of all of it. It's your responsibility, no one else's. So, I love to go on rants because it's important to have these conversations, because not a lot of people are having them. And my job here on planet Earth is to educate, and to lead by example. You know, I teach this, but I also live it. And so, you know, there's something so powerful in testimonies. And, you know, I have a very big one because I've been able to transform not only my body physically, but most importantly, the internal body, you know, where everything is working at an optimal level and your body is doing exactly what it needs to do to regenerate itself. You know, when you live in an alkaline body, when your body is pH balanced and you're getting proper rest and you're doing, you know, all the things that you need to do to keep yourself grounded, you're going to experience radical change in the way that you feel and the way that you function. And that, you know, nobody can do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. And so, you know, I love to have these conversations because there are, you know, a lot of people that are suffering right now. And, you know, mental health has been such a huge increase in you know, in fate, like fatalistic tragedies where people are, you know, taking their own lives because they don't know what's happening. And I'm going to tell you this, that we cannot control what goes on outside of us. We just can't do it. But we can control what's going on in our internal field as well as our, like, you know, throughout our vicinity. So, you know, it's really important to guard your energy with everything that you have, and you know, to be able to nourish your body like consistently with what it needs. So right here, this is a very simple salad. I mean, it's like super quick. I had already had these pickled onions and I put the recipe on my last video, but I'm going to put it on this video again, so that because what I like to do is I like to jar food, especially fermented foods. And fermented onion is a really good one, because it's really good for your gut health. And so, so anything that's going to have, you know, probiotics, anything that's going to have a digestive enzyme, like where it helps you break down food. And so I love, again, the fresh herbs. I love the fresh spices. So I did, you know, and I'll put the amount of ingredients that I used on the description box below this video. And so that you have the exact, because sometimes I go on a tangent and I forget. But so right now I have the jackfruit in here. So I have 2 cans of jackfruit, and it's organic jackfruit. It's this is the brand that I prefer. And like I said, they sell it. It's called Native Forest. And I know that now Walmart, like if you're in a town that doesn't have, you know, like a natural grocery store, but like I know Walmart is everywhere. So if that's really your only option, I believe they have this in stores. And if not, they have it online. And so I did some fermented pickles, so some pickled onion. And then I did 2 celery stalks. And then I did a jalapeno. And then I'm going to do I did about 2 tablespoons of fresh dill, and then I'm going to do pickles. And I got these organic dill relish pickles at Sprouts. And so I'm going to do, I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of the pickles. And then I'm going to do vegan mayo. And actually, this is one of my favorite brands. It's by the brand Chosen. And so Chosen does have a vegetarian option as well. I always like the vegan one. So you want to put it says about about a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons. And you can add or subtract based on like your taste buds, right? Like I always like to give you the base ingredients, but it's up to you, you know, to kind of alter it a little bit. Like I always do that. I'll find, you know, inspirations, and then I'll add a little bit. Like again, I'm a I'm a jalapeno lover. Like I love a little bit of spice. So I will do, you know, jalapenos in a lot of my recipes, or any type of pepper or, you know, chili spice, you know, stuff like that. So you can add that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of mustard. So a tablespoon of mustard. And this one's an organic mustard. You can even do a Dijon. And then mix that in there. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm a big fan of dill. I love the taste of dill. I love fermented foods. They just add like just a little bit of a kick, you know? And then with a jalapeno. And then you can do black pepper, or you can do a little bit of sea salt. Like I have some sea salt right here. And then you could add the B vitamins. I love using nutritional yeast. So this is an option as well. You can sprinkle it on. I love nutritional yeast. I actually use it a lot for like salads. I use it for, it's Bragg's, by the way. Bragg's nutritional yeast. And I also have one by another brand that I hadn't heard of before, but I'm exploring different vegan brands, and just, you know, showing you guys that there are so many options in stores right now. So there's no need to fret, my friend. There, if you are transitioning to going vegan or just implementing more plant-based you know, foods into your life because you want to, you know, make a difference in the way that you are consuming, then by all means, these recipes are so delicious and so simple. So I have a vegan bread here that I like. It's a sprouted wheat bread. And so this one is not gluten-free, but I love a sprouted bread just because it actually, the way that it's manufactured, it's a different process. So I believe that it, you know, it depends on the processing of the wheat, that how it affects you. And so, you know, it is important to kind of just be mindful of what it is that you are consuming, because it is your responsibility. Like nobody feels your body the way that you do. So, you know, if you are feeling discomfort after you eat something, it's important to make some adjustments so you can do a process of elimination, and kind of implement things back into your diet as you learn more about your body. And so you know, gluten, I don't eat it all the time. Like I don't eat bread every single day. So for me, like I'm not gonna, you know, bend if I can't find one that I, you know, gluten-free bread that I really like that doesn't have dairy. So, yeah, I mean, it's up to you, really. I'm just giving suggestions because this is, you know, what I implement into my daily living, and that's been very successful for me. And so, you know, I will teach you really great, easy, quick, and very nutritious ways to add more plants into your diet. And so here it is. Here's the sandwich. And I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this right now. So feel free to comment, like, subscribe. You know that the subscription to my YouTube channel is free. It really is just a way for you to get notifications that I have uploaded a new video. So I do really appreciate your love and support. And I am sending you so much love and light today. Peace.